Fall Guys versus Among Us.
No sleuth in this whole crew could convince the audience to vote you when I'm leaving rhymes to take your O2. So don't be surprised when you choke, dude. But if smaller fries really wanna rap off, then you qualify to have your ass off. Like your online mode had this match drop, cause you're a fraud design jack from Jackbox. Crash, you burn, your whole crew's bound. When we trash is flash hack from Newgrounds. Get your room code led to a mismatch when the net's distracted by stickman. Sold on Steam that your boldest scheme when they dumped your garbage on phones for free. It's quite the ironic case, huh? Your spaceship took 2 years to take off. No killing me out, man. I can't tell if you're with me or not. When this game about deceptions get rid with bots. You feel the blabber at a big stake, so my hopes ain't really half when you spot a debate. Get out of my way, there's no way you could banner as well. You got no arms, how you gonna hand me an L? And the biggest challenge from your browser trying to start one. You serve as a light, Houston, we have a problem.
Get all that junk out of my flight path, cause you're getting bypassed with my raps. This jelly bean's lost its flavor. I got the best comeback since Minecraft.
Try that! Yeah, I carry the beat, you'll be dropped. This season's the only time you'll be on top. For a week you were buzzing with small cloud, but they all rush to me, that's an ultimate knockout. Took over Twitch cause they're bored. Off you, I'm roasting this marshmallows more. Costume, cartoon royale is all that you can offer. Our votes, you Fortnite's imposter. It's your vanity, amigo, you're inflating like your ego when I'm gathering the evidence of everything you brought up. So when I squabble with you, Teletubby belly buttons, there is literally no comparison among us. First stage will be a planet, the glory is all mine. Go, turn off the power and I'm still in the spotlight. Your seasons ain't gonna be making us fraud right. You're forgotten by Ottomans, so what are they called me Fall Guys? This guy in a spaceship's trying to face this giant in gaming. That's more of a death wish than buddying up with some runner run truck in the neck to surprise when you're ending up headless. Or you step up to the table and lose. Make sure that the mic is staying on mute. So lay back, watch my chaos ensue. You're only fun when they break all your rules. You call it a crew and their task is a chase. A troop to the moon under a werewolf in space. A murder mystery would have been hardcore, but instead the created Star Wars. Stay mad, make sense with your lame apps. They stole from the back of a trend, call it tail tag unreal. The amount of glitches present, the imposter must have sabotaged the physics engine. Show's over, so you better be packing and stop. My little toddler is too old to find a travesty fun. It's pretty sus, the way you keep on following my lead, cause you've been pushing my buttons through it all off your beak. Like your fame, the vote has passed and Fall Guys failed at matching me. So let's see you attract more fans while stuck
in zero gravity.
Who won? Who's next? Don't decide. The next rap battle is on the way.
Alright, here's Prophet Moonstruck once again. How are you doing in this wonderful Sunday? Oh my god, if your spirits are up, then they're gonna go into the ground. But then up again, because we're doing top down and bottom up, as always. However, this was Among Us versus Fall Guys rap battle. It's from Freshy Canal. Hope you enjoyed it. Who won us? Like, in my opinion, Among Us is still more original because it's an older type of game. It used to be called Mafia, and you will actually play it with friends. Bro! You would actually play it with friends around the table, and I think the basic rules is you would be around the table, everybody looks down, some of them look up and decide who is the killer, and then they'll be trying to incriminate the killer all the time after everyone looks up. I don't know what the rules are, but check them out. If you are with friends, it's better used than being online. But of course, if you don't have friends around you, online is as well good. Now, Fall Guys is just it's nice, it's interesting, but it's just as it said in the song, it's a battle royale race, which was every type of game that appeared in the last years after Cuphead. So in my opinion, Among Us won the battle of between who's more original. Of course, we can't say that Among Us is original. It was just a good way of materializing an old game that people were playing. But we had a good week, didn't we? Things went around perfectly. I noticed some things on YouTube that I won't tell YouTube until they flag me for, of course, showing a little bit of lines which are drawn onto real bodies that we're taking pictures of. So you can say the thumbnail is pretty good because we're gonna get into that thumbnail. Now the second thumbnail, the second person on the right in the thumbnail. Actually, let me just put the thumbnail up. So I can talk a little bit about it. Oh my god, I'm not showing you this. Oh, it's such this naughty computer. What you having here? Anyway, let me just go right from the beginning and not waste any time into showing you this. What do you call this creature that takes away Simps money? What do you call it? Because now it belongs to Moonstruck. It's part of the Moonstruck universe. It's, of course, a little bit of Lilith. But since it's part of the Moonstruck universe, I can call it whatever I want. However, I did put a lot of time in it, like a couple of time units. I don't wanna brag, you know. Is she gonna be called Buha? Let's call her Buha. She's gonna be called Buha. Now, if YouTube flags me for this, for nudity, then Susan's gonna have a hard time explaining how she lets millions of viewers see other type of nudity without even without even being an adult, without even being over the age range. So now we're just taking this up as a precaution. We're slowly learning how to use the algorithm, how to avoid the algorithm, and of course learning not to be thirsty, because the less thirsty you are, the more you can create and bring into this world more intense or more hot than reality even can provide. So we will put actual reality in competition with digitalization and hope that reality will win. Because if reality doesn't win, if real women don't step their game up, well, they're gonna have to work. And I don't think there's any more work ethic given out to girls nowadays. So that would be very, very hard, as they would either, I think many of them will become just motherless and or sex workers, or both, who knows. But as I said, it's this is an opportunity to increase our like our horizons, to increase what we can see, so we know that not everything is as cool or as interesting as it is. Now I cannot show you this thing, but the other person in the thumbnail, we're just gonna leave this one here, but we're gonna talk about OnlyFriends a little bit. OnlyFriends, right? You know, OnlyFans, they will pass soon. I'm sure many will click on the thumbnail, and hopefully someone will recognize the person in the left and not be ashamed to know that to recognize that they know that person, because that person is none other than OnlyFans Courtney Cleany, I don't know her name, that raked $3 million from site before killing boyfriend. Now here's how the title has been written in a poor manner, because prosecutors something. What's with prosecutors? What's with prosecutors? Was this a quote by prosecutors? Such a bad writing. Get your shit done, New York Post. However, the OnlyFans star accused of killing her boyfriend in April earned more than 3 million. Wait. 3 million from the sex-soaked adult site since 2020, according to prosecutors. In a filing arguing against the bail package, the Miami State Attorney Office said Courtney Cleany cleared a staggering $1,806,003 from the adult site in 2021. That's just in 1 year. 1 million in almost $2 million in 2021, and 966,692 in 2020. I guess this is when she started. Cleany netted another 327 through August of this year. I think this was 2021. 2022. Yeah, that was it. Now, you can see the money that is made from these kinds of sites, and why many people are tempted into doing this, since not many people, many women are tempted into going into this, because let's face it, no one, or if they pay a man, then that's weird, but hey, it is what it is. But think about this money in 1 year, $1,806,000. Now, we will get into Tate later, but you know that Andrew Tate had a couple of millions over there, and people are wondering where they coming from. Like they think it's coming from illegal places, when webcam is actually very legal in Romania, and having multiple girls racking up these numbers could easily give you every year around $20 million. You could get some very easily from a couple of women. Now let's continue to Cleany, because we will see what kind of persons are going into these things, right? What kind of person, what are they fed with? Because at the end of the day, this is an egg, that the only egg they'll have that is producing something, the egg in which they're demanding money for just showing themselves, and Of course, nothing holy can come out of that, and they lose control very easily. Now, Cleany netted another. Okay, prosecutor Khalil Quinan asserted in the legal papers that Cleany millions make her a flight risk who should remain behind bars pending trial. Again, same as Andrew Tate, but in Andrew Tate's case, we don't have a murder going around, because why would men do that to the objects? Why would men mistreat the money-making machines that they create? And that's what these people are that are engaging with this type of woman. They're just saying, you are a money-making machine? And she's like, yeah? And he says, yeah. Do you want to make money? And she's like, yeah, I don't want to work. And bam, you're doing it. Why would he mistreat in that type of way someone afterwards? Like, hey, I know you'll be making me lots and lots of money, but I will mistreat you if you don't. I will not let you continue making this type of money. Right? He also highlighted that Cleany, 26, wired her father around $1,184,000 after she fatally stabbed cryptocurrency trader Christian Obumseli, arguing that she made the transaction to hide her assets as the investigation advanced. Why would she do that? Why would she hide that kind of money? Appearing bloated and haggard in a red prison suit in court Tuesday, Cleany sobbed as prosecutors played the 911 she made as Obseli, 27, lay dying. Miami detective Yermaine Briseno testified he initially thought Cleany has killed Obseli in self-defense, but that fresh evidence changed his assessment. Alright, now let's see for what are these simps paying for. Who makes the value? Who decides that something they see is very valuable, and what are they making very valuable besides investing in killers? Okay, so would you or would you not pay your money for oh who okay, let me just, this creation, this creation is too beautiful for to stand alongside this one. She got $3 million. How? Who is paying? Would you give this woman any money to tell you that you are king? Ever? Ever? Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, here we have to talk about the Sims, right? We have to talk about these Sims. Because they are so thirsty, they are willing to pay this person, this type of person, this face, this body. Look at this arm. Look at this arm. This is no gym done. Right here, there's no maintaining. There's nothing. This is just this one. Who are the Sims? I want to know if any one of them like click on the link because they recognize who is on the left. Why? Why would you degrade yourself in such a manner to give astonishing amounts of money to this person so they will send you a picture of themselves naked or semi-naked or having intercourse or I don't know what with someone else? Like, dude, this looks like a thing you like, not a thing. This looked like a situation in which you are at a party. You see the most like damaged, I want to say, but not damaged, like facially damaged, alcoholic, fat girl that just wants to show people that she can get someone, and the only thing you could do in that situation when you're at the party is like, you know, she's going there, she's doing stuff, it's alright, you know why you don't want to get into anyway, but if you don't go and pay her to give her you compliments. Oh my god. Oh my simpish. My little friend, we have to have a talk. $3 million. $3 million. $3 million. You made her think that she is worth $3 million. So much that she killed someone. Now this is what you're investing in. Oh, she's crying. Oh, I can't believe I have to take responsibility for taking the life of someone else. Okay, let's see. Prosecutor Khalil Kinan asserted in the legal papers that Clooney's millions make her a flight risk. Okay. I learned that Christian was always the one trying to calm the situation down, Briseno said. Based on the messages and everything else, he was always the one getting hurt. Oh, Christian. Now you see, I do feel for Christian because he should have seen this coming, and everyone should see this coming if you're not comfortable enough and have enough self-respect to go to work and make this person think she deserves $3 million, because of course when reality hits, she will stab you. And this is a life lesson here, boys. He was always the one getting hurt, and the defendant is the one unable to control herself and hurt him. Of course she is not. Like I said previous in the description, you saw the party, like, you know that person cannot control themselves. Why are you doing this? And why do you think it's a good idea to hang out with such a person that is not controlling herself? Okay, Clooney, who used the name Courtney Taylor on OnlyFans. Damn it. I didn't know what she was called. I should have read the third article. Claims that she killed Obumseli in self-defense and has portrayed him as a violent and threatening stalker. Wasn't she with him? Oh my god. But prosecutors have said that she was the primary aggressor in the toxic relationship and callously murdered him in a fit of rage. Of course, everything that it's just money related, mostly money related, and there's no actual history, and is based on getting money from people while trying to show you a good side, a beautiful side, is toxic. We talked about this toxicity. We talk about this illusion in which, oh no, this is some imagery I don't want to show. Yeah, never try to exaggerate what it is. It might be meh, but at least it is what it is. At least it's truth. But when you're exaggerating yourself, and I think, of course, there were back and forths with, hey, how can we get more money? How can we get more money? Okay, let's do this. Okay, no new people are sending money. And the dude knows that he also has to get a cut of the money, because it's not just her, but himself that uses the image. It's getting bad. At one point or another, when you're exchanging unholy relationships with each other, it gets to this self-deletion or mental problems that are totally mental. Now, the detective also briefly mentioned Cleany bountiful earnings from her OnlyFriends account, telling the court that she had millions in her bank accounts at the time of her arrest. QA's motions argued that Cleany routinely battered Obumseli over the course of their union, stabbing him in the leg on one occasion and slicing his lip with a blade on another. Oh, boyfriend. Oh, you got the crazy one, didn't you? Yeah, you liked crazies. Oh, $3 million right here. You see, now this is the problem when sims that are this thirsty, that think that this person decides money, receives money just for being on the internet, and just copy pasting things in their inbox, it does create a problem with women's self-worth as well, because they all get to do that makeup thing and believe that only in that way they can be worth something, and then they have to do those operations, those interventions to stay on top, like slowly degenerating their mind into oblivion. But yeah, here's a better version with okay, can we see the face? No. Now this is with, of course, a lot of makeup, and guys seeing this believe that this is what this creature actually looks like at the beach, but you won't see this person going into the water, since all this is going away. You're gonna see afterwards this and this is the face you're gonna be looking at later on. And that's the problem with internet things, because you don't know what's real anymore, and you can't know what's real, because if you pay this woman into a sex work, well, she was doing sex work, of course, legally, where it is legal and allowed. Now all this will slowly disappear, and know that even then you will surely know that you have been taken advantage of. But people that are sending women money on the internet, they don't know how much they're taking advantage of. And what is more interesting is that the AI is slowly gonna take this person's place, so you don't even need an actual woman to just talk to people that don't wanna say that they wanna have some bingy bang bang. Okay. Claney's attorney, Frank Pietro, attempted to poke holes in the detective methods Tuesday and noting that Claney had called security on Obumseli during a fight in Las Vegas and asked why he hadn't marked that detail in his notes. Preto also questioned several damaging recordings Obumseli made during his frequent flights with Cleany that have been released by prosecutors. Now let me just close a little bit here as I scroll down by the blood. Okay, there he is. He knows he is being recorded, right? He asked the detective. If you know you're being recorded, you're going to say what you want to say, right? That person has an advantage to know he's being recorded, yes? One clip released by prosecutor. Okay. If he knows that he's being recorded, you're going to say what you want to say. Not what you want to say, you're gonna say some things. It doesn't have to be truth or bad, truth or lie if you know you're being recorded. And one clip released by prosecutors appears to show her calling Obumseli the N-word as he pleads for her to calm down. Oh, this our man here. He thought he had everything. Oh, he didn't know about white girls and their ability to go crazy all of a sudden. Ah, yeah, you thought you had it all, didn't you? Now I feel no shame for neither of them, for they know what they were getting into, because this is the untold story of it's not the untold story. Like, people know, everyone knows when you're getting into this stuff that this is becoming highly probable every time for you to get into an aggression, for the model in question to, or not just in question, it's usually a pattern. These models get into a mental health decline. The more they expose themselves, the longer they expose themselves to the thirsty eyes of the Sims that are spilling their energy, wasting their energy by buying what she's selling, wasting God's good energy. Of course, it will come. Something usually comes and bites or stabs you in the back. I don't know, or in the front, but for woman, you would be so drugged up that you won't even understand what is reality anymore and why people are staying away from you, and you think they're mad. They're mad at you for making it rich, because again, everyone tries to tell us, even though we won't ever listen because it's not in our nature. a lot of money, huge amounts of money, won't make you happier after you sold your soul. Now, the defense attorney has asserted that Cleany was being attacked the night of the slaying and that additional evidence will demonstrate Obumseli's own aggressions. The bail hearing is expected to continue Wednesday afternoon with testimony from medical examiner. Now let's see if I can find what happened next. Was she in prison forever? Because this is a month old, it's from November 2022. Okay, so the third search on Google does show us that people are searching for the update, and Courtney Cleany in court as OnlyFans model prepares for murder trial. Now this video shows this OnlyFans star hitting boyfriend like a month before he's found dead. This video contains content that some viewers might find disturbing, so that's a warning right there. Now of course we will see that this girl has no shoes. Always, just so you know, I saw this. People that are walking around shoeless, like in public places, dude, just stay away or be prepared for something weird. Like I had an adventure, not an adventure. I was just sitting somewhere talking in my first months after confinement here in France, and all of a sudden there was a black guy with of course no shoes on, just came and grabbed me, telling me to come with him somewhere. Of course I didn't, thank God, but who knows what would have happened. And I'm quite sure that he had a knife, but who knows, but yeah, this is a learning moment for you. Like, you don't have to say to the person to get shoes. If you see the person being shoeless, that means she lost all control. She doesn't have any control of being in a cement-filled world, because the cement-filled world needs shoes for you to be able to stand on. Now I know it's not a very good idea that we're transmitting here, that you need shoes, but if you're able to not wear shoes at the countryside, if you enjoy that, that's always better, because you're in connection with the earth. But if you're doing this, especially if you're OnlyFans and you're not using shoes, oh, you're done with society. You're done with society rules or with human rules whatsoever. Okay, we can see her being very calm in this situation. Her boyfriend is coming. Bam. She's crying, and he just stands around taking it. Okay, why is she going with her? So this is a normal thing, right? He knew that this is his girlfriend, and he's laughing, like he knows she's aggressive and she can't really hurt him, and he's using that to keep him now, to keep her in check. Like, okay, you can't hurt me, but we're still gonna do this because, hey, I got you now. And we're making money, you like money. Okay. You see, he's talking like, come on, stop being a bitch. Stop being crazy. Okay. Now, you see, I don't know how he didn't see it coming. I don't know how he didn't see it coming. If he is comfortable enough to know that something between her drives her to this state of mind, and he's giggling about it, then that's a little bit his fault. Not in the prosecutor sense, but it's his fault for getting himself in the position of getting stabbed. Of course, she should also be in prison because ultimately she stabbed him. But this dude should have seen it coming, because that's not how you treat a crazy person. That not a crazy person, but a person that is so disconnected by this on this world that will, at the first occasion that explodes, harm you. Because this wasn't love between them. You see, it's not love between them when she wants to do everything in her power to just make him disappear. Not disappear, but to just stop him from smiling, from existing. I think it drives her crazy, and she wants to show him that she is the bigger one into this OnlyFans thing. I guess this is just a detective thing. This is just some assumptions. Don't get me banned, YouTube, for just making some assumptions. They might be right, they might not be right, but hey, both of you just got into this yourselves. Now, of course, she was pretty effective at the end for doing this, but let's see. An OnlyFans model accused, okay, stabbing set to appear in court on Monday. I think she appeared also. Okay, Clooney said he was completely shocked by her arrest and added, "We look forward to clearing her name in court." Okay, so now she's crying here. Oh, she got a little bit more makeup. Her hair is a little bit better done. Okay, during her last court appearance just before the end of this year. Okay, a status conference February 6th. Status conferences are pre-trial hearings that allow the judge, the prosecutor, and the defense team to meet to discuss the case and its progress. Both sides will provide the judge with updates, while the issues are usually discussed include... Okay, so this is not actually... From the evidence presented during this hearing, the court does not find the defendant's claim of self-defense on April 3, 2022 credible. There is no dispute that the defendant killed the victim in this case. The only fatal issue in dispute is whether the defendant was acting in self-defense and whether this claim rendered the state's evidence doubtful. Clearly, defendant and victim had a sadly volatile relationship. Well, wasn't I a good prophet and told you that that relationship was going to become like that? Because each one was trying to show each other that they're on top, like in the previous streams where we talked about Adam and Lilith, where Adam wanted to stay on top, Lilith wanted to stay on top. Now Lilith decided to leave and Adam wanted her to come back, but didn't use force. He just asked God, and then the angels asked Lilith, and she said nah. So since Lilith said nah, and God's name, which the angels didn't know, then she was free to go. For her to make her demons, create her demons, and Adam to become the father of humanity. But yeah, if you're staying in this, because I think he knew the money she was racking in, and he got a taste for it, but still wanted to show that he was somehow making that money, and was entitled to all of the money. Probably, I think this is one of the things, or a huger sum than any, which should have set beforehand, should have been I think beforehand that was set. I think 25% is enough for a man to upheld this. At 25% and no kids. That's the price, and no volatile feelings between each other. That's my plan, and the ability to also see other persons for the man. The woman, maybe if she gave other cuts to those people. But yeah, that shows us that this model is is going to get out. We're not seeing any, not finding any other updates from this year. That was the one that I just put, the one with the news here that I just put was in 6 February. So this is the latest one. That's all we know for now. We know it's murder. She will be convicted. We just don't know which kind of murder. But yeah, these are the Sims. This is what the Sims are creating nowadays. These are the persons that they are enabling, which leads us to Tristan's explanations of a simp, right? To understand better what is and what isn't some real simping after all. And I think he explains it better, even though I'm also not agreeing with this one because it needs a little more detail, and we're gonna be detailing after we put this on. I don't know if we put it before, but let's go on with it.
You have to clarify what a simp is. Being nice isn't simping. To me, I have a very unique description of what simping is. I think it's an unfair exchange of value. Giving a woman a bunch of free money, giving a woman a bunch of Instagram likes, giving a woman a bunch of Instagram comments. That is simping if she's not doing it back to you. And you'll see me comment, "You look beautiful," on a girl's Instagram picture. She'll reply underneath it, "I miss you, Tristan." That's not simping. If you were just some guy waiting at the entrance to a restaurant for any woman to walk past and holding the door open in the hope of getting some phone number or something, that really is simping. Yeah. Being a gentleman is very, very important. First of all, you have to clarify what a simp is. Being nice.
Okay, so being nice, again, is not simping. However, being hungry for something that you're not even able to touch or see, and think that giving it money to receive some words that will make you feel better, that is simping. Like, if you're paying for a sex worker, right? Is that simping? You just pay for her, do your thing. You got your thing if you feel satisfied by that. And that's it. You agree to terms and conditions. But when you're entering these kinds of situations, in these kinds of simping, like, you're thinking you're gonna receive something from that person just by being nice, throwing money, giving them a lot of undeserved, what do you call them, compliments, or making them feel more wanted than they actually are. To you, even to you, because you weren't willing to actually discover that person, to actually understand that they're not that interesting, because at the end of the day, that's the thing that you should remember. You think women are those women that you like are more interesting than you think, and the only thing that will make you interesting is your money. Do you think what makes a man interesting is your money? Sometimes I think that as well, but I know it's not true. You do need a lot of things. You need hobbies. You need an actual strong goal. Some stories that you can tell that are not just the stories I have been to work today. It was awful. You need a lot of stuff. Well, you don't need them. You are just always going to not feel enough. But you have to realize that you are okay. You just need to reduce or even eject some of those time wasting activities in which you are basically doing nothing. Those are the things that make you interesting, right? You have to do some stuff into your free time. Like, I know gaming is a big thing, but unless you are gaming with some friends during the weekend, some actual friends that you know, or some people during 2 hours, like let's say 2 hours per weekend or 3 hours per weekend, that's alright. 4 hours per day and then thinking that a woman will find that interesting, that's simping. But what Trista said, it's a pretty okay definition. It's pretty alright.
Nice isn't simping. To me, I have a very unique description of what simping is. I think it's an unfair exchange of value. Giving a woman a bunch of free money.
The thing is, you have to give. Usually you have to give for you to receive, usually. However, do you have something to give? That's the thing. If you know you don't have, if you're not giving something that's not material, and you're giving money, you're giving something, and you know you won't receive anything, you just hope you will receive something a lot, like amazing things, like it happens usually here in France. I saw that it happens a lot, unless you give them praises for doing mundane tasks. Oh, they feel very mundane, not just tasks, mundane things, they feel very offended, and that's alright. That's alright. They're, if they don't if they can do something more interesting, it's alright. It's just up to you to make it more interesting. That's the challenge always. If you see something that's not interesting, you have to learn to make it more interesting, and the way to make it more interesting is to get more into the details and actually get more information into that area by, of course, connecting more. And if it helps both, if you have ideas, we're getting back to the game theory, and of course we're going on the plus side. But hey, I can't just unlock this journey all of a sudden, because I had an intro, right? I had an intro, but I guess this quest needs more adjusting. We will have a lot of quests, and if you don't think we have a lot of quests, if you don't know what the quests will be, because I don't know either what all the quests will be, but they will be there. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Now I had an intro, but I wrote today a call to adventure. But it's not that I forgot about it, it's just that it wasn't well organized and I haven't finished re-entering everyone. But yeah, just giving and knowing what you give. What do you give? Because that's yeah, always like and subscribe to see when these streams come on, because we're gonna get in a long adventure. But what are you giving at the end of the day? Because nowadays, when you're giving women this kind of things, you're giving it in exchange for hours of work, especially menial work for a boss that probably you don't like. You give that to a woman and expect beautiful things in return. You give the time you spend just jerking off, or I don't know what things that are not as productive, or that time thinking about them. You give that time to them and expect, of course, for them to give you some attention in return. Like, if you could, you would not even give attention to those things that you have done to get that money that you're giving to the woman and expecting. But I think the end of the line for most of the things is to understand that you shouldn't have any expectations, because you won't find anything right now. If you find something, it will just be weirdly bumping around I don't know where, but it should be in real life most of the time. And not on OnlyFriends. Go to church.
Giving them a bunch of Instagram likes,
Yeah, it's just like giving to, even to the church, when you're going imagine yourself, you're going every Sunday at Mass, and everyone's there, and you're just like giving money, but mostly so everyone would see, because when you're internet, everyone sees that you're giving. They're not watching, but they know you're giving. I know that many people gave that person $3 million, and I got her photos for free. But hey, someone is giving them. I'm taking that as well, because that's where your money is going, everywhere.
woman bunch of Instagram comments. That is simping if she's
especially if she needs comments and likes, because you're promoting her. You're promoting her to take money from you. That's a higher definition of simping. You are actually promoting her to make you pay for her. That's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. And he's right. Tristan here is right.
He's not doing it back to you. You'll see me comment, you look beautiful on a girl's Instagram picture. She'll reply underneath it, I miss you, Tristan. That's not simping. If you were just some guy waiting...
Well, of course, he also has to make some clout out there. But, hey, congrats to him. Congrats to him.
At the entrance to a restaurant for any woman to walk past and holding the door open in the hope of getting some phone number or something, that really is simping. Yeah. Being a gentleman is very, very important.
And it is important to be a gentleman at the end of the day. Like, you don't have to, but you're doing it maybe because you're right there at the right time. It's not implied like, oh, let me just open this door for you, like I did yesterday for an old lady. I just opened the door for her because I had some stuff in the bag that I needed to put in my trunk. But I also used that situation to be a gentleman for a while.
First of all, you have to clarify
okay. We ran over this. But we talked last time about the Andrew Tate documentary from BBC. And we got here,
Buried this so deeply.
of course, the documentary about Sophie. Oh, she was so hurt while deciding that she wants to not work and get more money. Shall we comment a little bit about it? Shall we? Okay. Shall we comment a little bit? Okay, I found the name. We're gonna call this Sophie. Her name is Sophie. It's not Buha, it's Sophie. Because, yeah, we're talking about this. Where is it? Yes, of course, if you're trying to be a gentleman, if you're trying to be and you're not, you will be an easy target. However, it is funny. Buha, you want Buha? Okay, let's do a poll here. Maybe some of the passing viewers or those that are around here, which you can say hi. I welcome you nonetheless. At every time. So, what should her name be? The one on the left. Let's just make a poll here. We're gonna find out once and for all. The left, come on. Let me just give me a few seconds right here. Okay. Buha or Sophie. Okay, there you go. We have an entertainment. By the end of the stream, we'll decide her name as she will further appear into the streams. Of course, this was for our boy over there. Where is he? I don't think he's Buha is like Christy. Remember the first simp Christy that we saw, Kabalah? Oh yeah, oh my god. Oh, so let's talk a little bit about Christy. Oh, that was a beautiful sight. That was indeed a beautiful sight. Now Christy, we didn't know Christy. Normally we were just two poor people drinking supermarket coffees, as we regularly do, to just shoot the shoot and talk about random things that are happening, so we don't stay inside and be alone and do nothing, you know, like normal people used to do in the old age. And there was this this voice, this sublime shout at the entrance of the supermarket, and she just shouted, Christy, Christy, give me money. And yeah, it was no no shame. Like, they were young enough, they didn't have kids, they didn't look like they were having kids. She was looking pretty on the nose right there. She was looking, her job was looking pretty. That was her job. And we had to see who Christy is, as he returned and gave her the card. And this was in, yeah, I think it was in 2010. I think it's on 2010. Yeah, I guess that was the first simp that we ever seen. We didn't even knew they existed. 15 years. 15 years. Oh my god. Oh my god. So they existed. Like, Christy came over there. He gave her the wallet. She took the wallet, got in. No thanks, no smile, no nothing. He just returned back into the parking lot to, I don't know, get something from this car. A truly wonderful love relationship between. Oh my. We have a vote for Sophie here. Oh, we have a vote for Sophie over here. Oh, look at it. We're gonna see if it's gonna be called Sophie. A decade and a half ago we saw the first time. He was indeed being taken advantage of, but I think he knew that was all he has to offer this woman, and it is a sad thing. Buha is a concept. Oh, we're gonna go into concepts. We're gonna use it, the concept. Oh, we're gonna use the concept Buha, but we're gonna call her differently, because we're gonna have a new girl every stream to help us take our mind off the things. We can call Buha the concept, and Sophie this person. What do you think about that? Oh, we can go. But for now we have Sophie. All right, so let's continue. You can always continue to vote in the chat as we cover this. Andrew Tate was coercive, says ex-girlfriend. And this is the documentary that I was talking to you about, that BBC got a hold of. So let's have a read. Let's have a listen, shall we?
I've just buried this so deeply. Yeah, so...
That's what he said.
It was just constantly feeling inferior to him. I realised I just couldn't live like that anymore, and that it wasn't normal. I just had to get away from him.
Sophie,
but she didn't.
Whose name and voice have been changed to protect her identity, dated social media influencer Andrew Tate for several months. He first contacted her on Facebook.
He was very charming, and he made himself seem very familiar.
On Facebook.
He made me feel very comfortable. And obviously, in hindsight, I know, yeah, that's his character. It's part of the manipulation. That's what he does.
Done. Case ended. Let's go. Release him.
After a few weeks, Andrew Tate persuaded Sophie, who had worked in the adult entertainment industry before, to travel to his home in Romania to meet him in person for the first time.
I was at a stage of my life where everything sort of felt a bit boring and a bit dull, and this idea of an adventure and then lifestyle, and this guy seemed so into me, and he's making me smile every day, and the idea just seemed attractive to me.
For the last 6 weeks, the former kickboxer from Luton and his brother Tristan have been detained in Romania as part of a human trafficking and rape investigation, something they both deny.
There's not much justice in Romania.
They are accused of luring women to their compound in Bucharest and coercing them to create online pornographic content on webcams.
A couple of times he'd said to me, "Oh, you should do it, you'd make a fortune, but you don't have to, you know, if you don't want to. You don't have to do it. You can do..."
Then don't do it. We're gonna comment on this later.
Nothing, I make enough money. But he was always reminding me that the option was there, and that kind of progressed into, well, if you love me, you would do it. If you care about me, you would do it, because, you know, this is my business and we can build something together and make all this money, and we can buy property and we can invest. And I think over time, just chipping away at me, eventually led me to think, well, yeah, maybe he's right.
How would you describe Andrew Tate?
He's a very complex man. There are a lot of different sides to him. I think it's important to recognise that the character you see online is just not the real him. And he's a very good actor. He's very manipulative. He totally lacks any kind of empathy. He's a narcissist. He's like that 100%. And it's important to remember that when you look at these videos and read the things he writes and everything he does, it's calculated. The real Andrew is very quiet, very moody, very, very dark, heavy. He's not jovial and light-hearted and funny. If you were sat in a room with him, he'd be on his phone playing chess or on his phone making money somehow. That's all he cares about.
Would you say that you are a victim of human trafficking?
It's very difficult because I don't feel like a victim. I mean, all the choices I made were of my free will. He didn't, you know, bundle me up in a bag, throw me in the back of a lorry and drive me there. Ultimately, the choices I made were my own. But he knew what he was doing, and he's the most manipulative person on the planet, I'm sure of it. At what point does the emotional or psychological manipulation turn into being forced to do something?
The BBC put these allegations to Andrew Tate through his lawyers, but media representatives for the Tate brothers said that they would not comment on the claims.
All right, should we deconstruct this, because apparently there are some voices out there that said that Jordan Peterson was actually the one that used his strings to teach him a lesson or something, because he went out with his daughter and he had some appearances with his daughter, you know, another masculine man, but who has some very good points. However, let's take the first part here.
I've just buried this so deeply. Yeah, so it was just constantly feeling inferior to him. I realised I just couldn't live like that anymore, and that it wasn't normal.
You see here, that's the same thing that happened, but without any crime in the previous crime that we commented, because my video just got age restricted. Don't forget, it just got age restricted, so don't reload it. But this person over here just said that she was constantly feeling inferior to him, and she didn't like that. She couldn't handle that anymore. And that was the same behavior we just saw as those two were fighting, didn't we? Can I get the video again? Should I show you the video again of those fights? Okay. What was? Okay. Here we are. I just found it. Let me just make this bigger. As we will see here, that she is trying to somehow feel at the same level as this dude, but she's always feeling inferior. And this dude, again, you can see by his smile that he knows how to control her. See here? Like, he knows how to control stuff. You know, you're not hurting me, everything. And she is trying to do the same thing. And at the same time, we can notice a pattern of these eagles that are trying to make money. Somehow they got the impression that they are at the same level as their pimps, as their handlers. Because that's what they are at the same time. These persons, they are their pimps. They're choosing their pimps. They're not choosing the men that will love them. They're choosing the ones that have power over them, like their boss as well. And that usually goes well, doesn't it? Doesn't it, girls? As we can see here, we see the same behavior. And she will never feel on the same level, and she will never be at the same level as him, and she kind of knows that, but she cannot accept it. This is her her personality speaking. This is her education, her surroundings being activated, her parents' presence that told her somehow that maybe brainwash her that she is better than everyone and deserve to have everything.
I just had to get away from him.
And if she managed to get away from him, if she had to get away from him, she would. She probably could, because you can always do that. You can always do that. And if not, at least you tried. At least you tried.
So,
but never self-delete yourself for this, because there are people around there that are using these specific feelings against women's better judgment, because they know they know that girls will hope that someday they will tame that person. We will talk about taming as well.
Sophie, whose name and voice have been changed to protect her identity, dated social media influencer Andrew Tate for several months. He first contacted her on Facebook.
Yeah, we continue with the Facebook thing. Like, if you don't know that person and they have money, you will know, you have to know that that person will, of course, lie to you, because they haven't seen you in person for the first time. They're just looking for someone, not just you, just people that will respond positively to what they have to say. You're just a number. And it's like writing a mass message to each person and see who responds, because the internet is pretty big, in case you don't know. How many users does Facebook have? Come on, let's see. How many users? How many female users are on Facebook? Okay, okay, so you have 262 monthly users, right? You have, let's say, 160 million people, million women. Now we're gonna cut that down into, let's say, a quarter. You still have 20 million women to go through, which of course if you want to make money, you will have to. And you will get, I am talking about the women that are looking good, that can still make something. Not pretty good, you can be a normal girl, as we saw the $3 million one, but good enough to feel inferior. Not too many. I don't know, because he still has a Twitter. Like, he still has the Twitter. But on YouTube, nobody knows, because he is earning money by selling the Ponzi scheme. 5 million followers. 5 million followers. But why? What does has to do with anything? Because I don't know. I don't understand. However, let's continue.
He was very charming and he made himself seem very familiar.
So all you have to do is be charming, familiar, and show some money, of course. Show some stuff. Of course, it is required that you are not short. Sorry, short kings.
He made me feel very comfortable. And obviously, in hindsight, I know, yeah, that's his character. It's part of the manipulation. That's what he does.
After a few weeks.
Alright, so when you're seeing a predator and you know he's just lying to everyone, you not lying to everyone, but he likes to exaggerate things to the point that you don't know what he is. And I think she was very attracted by the fact that he was actually silent
Andrew
in real
Tate
life.
persuaded Sophie, who had worked in the adult
But you see here, this was
Andrew Tate persuaded
Part of the manipulation.
I like how the BBC tries to swing this around. Hear this out.
That's what he does.
After a few weeks, Andrew Tate persuaded Sophie.
After a few weeks, Andrew Tate persuaded Sophie. Like, who was the person that went to Andrew Tate? It was the correct way of formatting this was, after a few weeks, Sophie was swayed by Andrew Tate and decided to go visit him. That way, we understand what's going on, right? Because she always had the opportunity to say no. And you can't really decide what Sophie should do and who she should talk to or not. This is the job of the parents to teach her what kind of people these people are, because people are there to get some money.
Who had worked in the adult entertainment industry before, to travel to his home in Romania to meet him in person for the first time.
And since she already worked in the industry?
Adult entertainment industry before, who had worked in the adult entertainment industry before, to travel to his home in Romania.
But if she already worked in the adult industry, she already had to know that this is going on. Because what woman that worked in the adult industry doesn't know that you won't become a housewife all of a sudden, a trophy wife even. Sure, they will treat you like you are very important, because you are a star. As we read earlier, in the mall where they had the rooms, they were treated like stars. because they were bringing in a lot of money and they were a person of interest, right? But she decided as well that, hey, let's do something interesting.
To meet him in person for the first time.
I was at a stage of my life where everything sort of felt a bit boring and a bit dull, and
Well, of course, after you go into that, your brain is fried and everything feels boring because everything is boring and dull. It's not life. You don't have to just go into the, well, if you want to come on the other side, you will pass through it eventually, but you don't have to search for it because it will come. And I think for Sophia as well, it came.
decide.
But yeah, what did you say here? For 5 million people, he's a person of interest. That is a lot. Kind of like his persona, but not enough to follow him. Yeah, I just want to see when he gets out, what he's gonna tweet, because right now he has a bot or someone that handles his account that constantly tweets. Yeah, they do want to do porn and get the excitement and get all the good things. Get all the good things, but no accountability. They want with the penis in their butts. Okay, with the dick in their butts and their soul in heaven. As I said. Well, as the saying goes, sorry. That's the saying that goes in the world, and I think this is the best way to teach everyone. If you're parent of a girl or if you're a friend of a girl and want for her to not get into this kind of situation, you have to tell her that you can't be with a dick in your butt and your soul in heaven. Like, everybody knows it. Stop trying to change God's way. That's the best father lesson you will get ever. But these girls always think that they can do everything, feel everything, and not pay the price, because it's always a price to be paid, because people are paying money. People are paying, and whoever is paying, everyone is paying.
Idea of an adventure and then lifestyle, and this guy seems so into me, and he's making me smile every day, and the idea just seemed attractive to me.
For the last
The idea seemed attractive to her. Just the idea of being happy, being in someone's attention, being, I don't know, being liked. Hey, you know what it is possible to be liked, but even without doing so, but that would be boring to be liked by someone that's not a millionaire, isn't it? Oh, look, Under Armour Under Armour pants. Oh, he's stylish. But yeah, many times porn without accountability does not exist. Nothing doesn't exist without paying the suffering, especially if you're creating demons and people are sacrificing in your name.
last 6 weeks, the former kickboxer from Luton and his brother Tristan have been detained in Romania as part of a human trafficking and rape investigation, something they both deny.
There's not much justice in Romania.
Yeah, it's
They are
no.
accused of luring women to their compound in Bucharest and
They're accused of luring women. You just said, she just said earlier that she decided to go there. He talked to her. He made her feel alright. She even stayed there, and she decided that it was alright. Now, where is the luring? Where is the luring? You can see here how the justice system will totally flop this one, since these accusations are not going to stick with people that are just saying that they're their decision, and it's obvious that they're their decision, right?
And coercing them to create online pornographic content on webcams.
Online, it's not illegal to do pornographic content on webcams, especially if you're signing contracts.
A couple of times he'd said to me, "Oh, you should do it. You'd make a fortune, but you don't have to. You know, if you don't want to."
You don't have to. You don't want to. This is the point where a self-respecting woman would be like, I can't believe this dude is actually asking me this. He's thinking about it, and if he's thinking about it, he will not get that thing out of his head. He will not see me more as something more than what I am, as she declared in the first thing. And that drove her insane, the fact that she knew this, she saw this, but couldn't actually listen to herself. She just liked the idea of what she was doing. She was describing the perfect life, but she wasn't coerced, right?
You don't have to do it.
You don't
do
have to do
nothing. I
it.
make enough money. But he was always reminding me that the option was there, and that kind of progressed into, well, if you love me, you would do it. If you care about me, you would do it, because, you know, this is my business, and we can build something together and make all this money, and we can buy property, and we can invest. And I think over time, just chipping away at me, eventually led me to think, well, yeah, maybe he's right.
Or maybe not. When I don't know, when those things just kind of appear, it's like, this is just like those nagging women. We talked about nagging before, right? So if you're not into that, if you really are not going to do that, and you do not want to, you could always leave. But if you want to stay, and he presents you that, and he's nagging you, and that is nagging more than coercive, it is nagging, you just it's a more subtle way of nagging. But if you don't like that, again, it's always the time to leave. But they don't ever leave, right? Who would live a comfortable lifestyle? Like so much money is done. Why would you leave that and go to work when you can draw some simp blood over there for love?
How would you describe Andrew Tate?
He's a very complex man. There are a lot of different sides to him. I think it's important to recognise that the character you see online...
A complex man indeed. No matter what the persona he's putting online, we always talked like, men always knew that where the money comes from, and the most important part of the fortune has been started by making girls work for him and sell their bodies for him. So he's basically a virtual pimp. And as complex as it is, as they try to show him, that is the only thing that was important and is important to him, because that racks in a lot of money, as we saw in the beginning of the stream. The other OnlyFans girl that managed to rack $1,800,000 in just 1 year. So if you have multiple girls that are taking sums of money from I don't know what to call them, sad simps, then that's a choice that they should pay for in the afterlife, I guess. But that's gonna be another story, since they renounced their god a couple of times which is not very good. Not very good. Now she's trying to portray him as something very complex, like she didn't understand. Girl, Sophie, my dear, how hard was it to understand, like, you worked in the porn industry, right? In the sex work industry. He is a person that has girls working for him in the webcam industry. He didn't know you personally, didn't know you through friends. He searched you on Facebook, he found you on Facebook, online. You were not so hard to find, alright? You are not so hard to find and so hard to be swayed. Well, of course, probably be swayed would be harder if you are not rich, but after you're having rich, you can promise her whatever. You know, it will take a couple of months and then you're gonna make millions. And in Romania, you'll just spend what? In 3 months, you could spend $10,000 at most. For a woman.
Isn't just not.
And she's trying to portray him like this big mastermind of the internet.
The real him. And he's a very good actor. He's very manipulative. He totally lacks any kind of empathy.
I can't say that for sure. Like, he always is a persona. Like, you have to know that this is not how he is all the day, and he exaggerates everything, as everyone on the internet, because internet is not real life.
He lacks any kind of empathy. He's a narcissist. He's like that 100%, and it's important to remember that when you look at these videos and read the things he writes and everything he does, it's calculated. The real...
Yes, because you have to grow that persona, you have to maintain that. He is a character, and he also should be a narcissist, and that is attractive for people as well, for women, because they try to tame him, they try to tame the man, but some men shouldn't be messed with. Like, should you go around pimps? No. But how hard is that to explain? Like, you don't have to explain in 4D chess underwater, 4D underwater chess, that a dude that handles women and makes money from women selling their bodies will not actually take you as the one. And they're always talking to not have one-nighters. Why did she think she was going to be special? Because they all want to be special, of course. He is a character, but it's like she is exaggerating the way a narcissist. She wants to almost give it as a psychopath, but a narcissist that does, a person that does money from these kinds of activities have to increase their self-esteem, because they know they're not actually self-made, and they know they're doing some shady shit that are not accepted as a way to be considered a man, a real man, a top G. After all, you can't be considered a top G of making money by having some money and making offers to girls to sell their bodies and actually not create anything but steal money from lonely, sad people. I don't know the way to go for this, but you never find these people, because of course they are so ashamed to say what they're doing and the money they're giving to these persons, that you will never find them. to actually talk to them like, dude, stop giving money to women. I know you're ugly, but giving money to other one won't make you prettier. But maybe we can invest those money somewhere where you look prettier. And I think there could be a solution for that, but I will think about it.
Andrew is very quiet, very moody, very, very dark, heavy. He's not jovial and light-hearted and funny.
Yeah.
But if you sat in a room with him, he'd be on his phone playing chess or on his phone making money somehow. That's all he cares about.
Would you say that you are a victim of human trafficking?
It's very difficult because
You see, the BBC is trying to make it. Would you say you are a victim? Why would I say I'm a victim? Nobody says I was a victim. I just. I think she's doing what I said everyone should do. I fucked up, okay? I fucked up. Where do I go from here? This is more about for her. Where do I go for here? Because you have to go to God. Or maybe that way you will find a way.
All the choices I made were of my free will. He didn't, bundle me up in a bag, throw me in the back of a lorry and drive me there. Ultimately, the choices I made were my own. But he knew. He knew what he was doing, and he's the.
But if all these were choices, you knew what you were doing. He knew what he was doing. You know what you are doing, right? If he was good at it, then you should have gone out and accept your defeat. You could always say, you fucked up. If there's ever a woman watching this, hard choice, you could always say, like, have to admit, damn, I fucked up. Stay a little bit and just think that you fucked up, but accept the fact that you fucked up. And try to do something that won't go into that direction. Speak to family or friends and see if at least you can get some, not a lot of love, but some acceptance. And you can start building up for there.
He knew what he was doing, and he's the most manipulative person on the planet, I'm sure of it. At what point does the emotional or psychological manipulation turn into being forced to do something?
The BBC put these...
At the point where you're poor and you're not willing to do anything else or not able to do anything else. And this is sadly a part of life. I don't know how to say it, because I learned it as well myself at the workplace, where due to some certain situations I was very tight on the money and I had to accept doing some things, doing some work, not not unholy things, just doing some pro bono work, let's call it. And sometimes they do that, but the only way to do that is to have some money on the side for yourself for the dark days. This is the number one thing that we don't have. Nobody, a lot of people don't have. An alarming number of people don't have some money on the side. But there was a story. There was an old story, an ancient story, which said to people that to put like 10% of what you earn each month on the side, and that will help you during the dark days, because the dark days will come no matter what you see on the internet, or on the internet you will always see the dark days or the good days. the best days, like everyone is earning a lot of money, but all you need is some rent money and food money for a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months, and you could always get back on track and rebuild little by little. At least that's my opinion.
These allegations.
But if you're going to call yourself a victim and cry about it, then nothing will be solved, because you will remain with that forever. Like, hey, it happened. I also knew I fucked up right there, because she had me with a little thing, but I didn't know the rules and didn't have a lot of choice, so I did it. But there was no police going to me and telling me that, hey, do you feel like you were coerced into working? Because I just did it for them to leave me alone and stop calling me.
Andrew Tate through his lawyers, but media representatives for the Tate brothers said that they would not comment on the claims.
Alright, so was she a victim? We can say no. But this is a very important trouble, because many people are getting into this, and there is always a good solution. Just don't go around getting naked, because there are some sad people over there sacrificing their energy and money to your likeness, and that shit always comes back. It's like karma. But as karma goes on, there are some health news going around that says teen girls are caught in an extreme wave of sadness and violence. A new report finds an overwhelming wave of violence and trauma and never before seen levels of hopelessness and suicidal thoughts among high school students in the US, which is kind of depressing. But at the same time, these teenagers are approaching their adulthood. They know they can't make, well, they got it in their heads that they can't work for money, and to get that dream house that they were thinking about is an impossible dream. So they have to get some money quick, because they're starting to learn how it is to be a man, which is you have to do something to gain some money, and you have to go outside and talk to people and understand that there are different views for each one, and you have to learn to negotiate with them for a good memory and further connections, which they don't have anymore, as they're trying to one-up each other every time by showing greater and greater photos and greater lifestyles that come once again with the price of being not able to feel at the same level as you think you are, because men are learning to do that. Men are learning to get at the level and understand when someone is having some self-confidence issues, some daddy issues, some might call. But even the World Economic Forum just is talking about this, but I don't know. Let's see what do they talk about. If we have this from Reuters, as teen girls seeing dramatic rise in poor mental health, because it's going at the lower and lower ages. Nearly 3 in 5 high school girls reported feeling sad or hopeless in 2021, representing a 60% increase over the past decade, and feared worse than boys of the same age across nearly all measures of mental health, US government data showed. But that still shows us one thing, that boys are still resilient to this, as they are not wimps that cry about feeling hopeless and sad, because we already know we're hopeless and sad. So it's not a thing you should tell other people. We all know that, and we're trying our best to survive this world and see if we want to move on to the next generations or just enjoy the life we got. The data shows a dramatic rise in experiences of violence. This, of course, again, is noticeable, is palpable, as there are no more communities. And of course, as there are no more communities and, let's say, friends, and knowing that you live next door to someone and that's the neighbor of that one, that's the friend of that one, so you try to do something, as everyone tries to show their more high lifestyle, and that always goes into problems when being confronted either with the truth or with the person that's trying to cut you down. Because if someone sees you doing something good with someone else, they will not try to do something good with you, they will try to cut you down, as I talked previously. But between men it gets differently physical, as we know very well that we can easily get into jail for this. But women, they still believe that they will get away with it, and many do get away with it. But poor mental health and suicide risk in teens. Now, I wouldn't worry about the suicide risk because I said the S word, didn't I? But hey, it's already age restricted, so let's go on with it. But this doesn't help the algorithm, so we're gonna call it the self-ending risk. We shouldn't worry about this because this was always bigger, this is always higher, but we know that the boys are the most effective ones in doing this. The girls just I somehow think they don't like it, but usually they just go into this thinking a lot, of course usually failing to end this, as there always comes someone to save them, a prince, a white knight, a simp, to give them money and get them out. The US Center for Disease Control said on Monday. Okay, the levels of poor mental health and suicidal thoughts and behaviors recorded by teenage girls are now higher than we have ever seen. Oh no, what could that be? Could that be the rise of the social media apps, where you're not social anymore, but you just talk to get that dopamine hits? You just want those words to appear and feel the concepts, feel the ideas, not the actual life. Maybe, I don't know. Said CDC's Kathleen Ethier. Said CDC's Kathleen. Now, who wrote this? Who wrote this? This is not good writing. Like, you have a quote, and then you have said CDC's Kathleen Ethier, and then we have told the reporters. So either CDC's Kathleen Ethier, CDC Kathleen Ethier told reporters, or said CDC Kathleen Ethier. Oh, Reuters, what are you doing? Okay, the current study did not examine the cause of the spike, but the CDC noted there was also a 20% increase in reports of sexual violence among high school girls since 2017, when the agency started monitoring this measure. Interesting. And I'm sure this happens a lot since they are becoming, with the TikToks. Have you seen what they do on TikToks? What they do on TikToks? It's boys and girls at the same time, and of course they're sexualizing themselves, and boys think that the same as Sims think that since they gave them a like, or saw them very openly being very active into this, think they're deserving of it, and the girls think they're untouchable and not responsible at all for alluring, because there was a voice one time that said that with beauty comes jealousy and violence, I think. Violence and jealousy. Jealousy, and anyway, with jealousy comes violence as well. So it comes hand in hand. I don't think they go. Wait. If they don't get naked anymore, you won't get any boo-ha pictures for your stream. Oh, if that would only be true. For me, I don't think that would be a loss for me to not get boo-ha pictures for my stream. But hey, if they're doing it and I can get them and I can use them after I've completely revamped them and changed their identity, transformed everything they are into something else, something more, something different, which is fair use, then that won't be a problem. I gave up on TikTok a long time ago. I think we had the global flu when I did that. I just got into TikTok for just a couple of days, but I could never. I knew the mechanism, because this is the mechanism, right? You have how much? 15 seconds to dribble down dopamine hits, or 1 minute to dribble and give one or a huge dopamine boost. You have to give money, you have to give them women, you have to show them things, you have to put a catchy song, one by one. And that's like you're trying to give information that's distilled or compressed, so you're losing context of how you're using it, and you're giving other information instead, or not getting information at all. But your dopamine centers are boosting, and of course your brain gets fried. And as your brain gets fried, what do you think happens? You will never feel at the same level ever again. You will try to get those levels, but nothing seems to be like so interesting anymore. I just going out for a walk doesn't seem interesting anymore. Just talking and spending time with someone, it's not interesting anymore. And people have to just keep on that persona. They're just amping up the reality and the prices for no reason, and everybody feels hopeless because they know the only way to get the money to maintain that lifestyle is to just amp up reality even more. And you gave up Facebook like 5 years ago, and I'm way happier. I don't feel pressure to post or share something that people knew that I'm alive. Yeah, it's never a thing like that. But this is different for men, since we weren't ever that desperate of showing people where we, well, I always wanted to show people where I am because, hey, you never know who is there and says like, hey, I'm here as well. But I always liked getting that dopamine hits. Even if I got those 5 likes, that one like of a Sunday morning when I said people that I'm sick because probably the night before I drank a lot. That was my jam. But other than that, I'm not using Facebook like at all. And Instagram, luckily my Instagram is blocked, so I'm not getting any notifications, so I can't associate any incoming notifications of the messages with the dopamine hit, which is great. Which is kind of great at the same time. I don't know how I did it, but if I know someone has to write to me, I have to remember to take my phone, which is great. So yeah, just not delete. I think a way to do it is to disable notifications on these apps. Any notification whatsoever. Just keep the ones that you use for communication, like WhatsApp or Snapchat. I don't like it because it's a cheaters app, and of course it's an OnlyFans app, same as Instagram. But yeah, on Instagram you still can see pictures and creativity, which is great. And of course Instagram has to be my home. But yeah, it's hard to tell this to... It's hard to sell it. It's hard to sell it. It's impossible to sell this to girls that just see these kinds of creators and the clout you can get, or choose to do unsatisfying, like even manual labor. Some of them had to do some kind of work, and it's not possible. On Instagram you see what you're actually liking. If you're liking dogs, you will see dogs. If you are into other things, you will see those things. You can see sad stuff as well. Of course, you won't see sad movies. You won't see those African children asking you for money. Those poor, starving, I don't know where are they from, children that just keep on living apparently and making other children that are poor and starving. Because for as long as I know, there are these commercials in everywhere that there are some poor children in some kind of foreign place that are starving, and I don't understand how they can survive for this long. They should be older than me by now. Some of them. I think they're older than me. And they keep bringing new people, new children to do the same thing. At some point, I guess we can leave natural selection do its part. I know people like to say that, oh, I'm sustaining and I'm helping. Like, just if they can't help themselves, you can help them. But if they can help themselves reach an age where they make children and they can move and they're starving, then there's something wrong over there. But of course, the real thing is, in such situations, people need workforce, alright? So they need workforce, and that's why they allow that to happen, because, hey, who would be there to mine the mines if not poor people? So why change something when you still need people to mine the mines? There are still a lot of mines in there. But yeah, you don't see those people just having these kinds of thoughts. Who takes these mental health tests to those African children, huh? How are they mental health issues? Because they're just trying to survive there. But and then comes every once and again some bourgeois white woman just paying there, telling them like, oh, I've helped African children, trying to again associate with charity, when there's a lot of charity to be done as home as well. But hey, Misa, they want to be Misa. Now, about 57% of the female students reported persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. Oh no. Oh, what a shock. Up from 36 in 2011, according to the data. For male students, the figure rose to 29% from 21% during the same period. And it will increase. It will increase in time until nobody understands anything and they will just work. There was some improvement for adolescents in some areas, such as risky sexual behavior, substance abuse, and bullying, but mental health and suicidal thoughts as well as experiences of violence worsened, the data showed. Okay. So, yeah, there was some improvement for those that were having more discipline, probably. Having some parents at home. I don't think they search for that, and who are the persons and how present are their parents at home, what was their income and how much were there to work, and understanding of money and how they arrive and don't arrive to actually make a proper connection to this, and not be like the scientists before that we talked about on the last stream that thought that piece of calcium right there was just sloppy handiwork of a 2,000-year-old building. Sloppy handiwork, of course. Overall, 42% of high school students felt so sad or hopeless almost every day for at least 2 weeks in a row that they stopped their usual activities. Oh my god. Just 2 weeks? You have to pump those numbers up. Ah, you have to continue for years. Oh, this is not gonna end like this. Oh no, these feelings don't go away. Oh no. If you stop doing your usual activities and don't learn some skills, don't learn to communicate with people around you, to understand that you need something and they need something, but you're trying to do your best to get something together and not steal from each other, then those will pass. But if not, this will continue for years. The study found that 22% of teens had considered attempting suicide in the past year, of which female students accounted for more than twice that of male students. But again, we know that the male students are the ones more effective. So somehow, even if this more than twice of the male students, let's see what was the proportion. There was a proportion of this rates by gender. Okay, so there is, there we go. We have here some Wikipedia gender differences in self-ending, which in the Americans is male to female ratio was 3.6 to 1. So for every 3.6 men, there was one female that ended. Damn it, I lost the... Where is it? Where is that? Oh my god, I lost the link. Oh, there we go. So, even if twice of female considered, there are men are 3.6 times more effective at doing it. So yeah, just not say that what the men are having, because they're not having any issues, right? Oh, tough it up until you have nothing to do, and until you do not evolve. Like, they're trying to make this somehow girl issues, but again, we know that it's nothing. Well, it's not nothing, but it's not different, since they might feel bad. They will eventually be saved by someone, by some simp, because that's what they're doing, and then the simp will end himself, because that's how things go. But at the same time, let's see what happens if you're a straight white male. What people think of straight white males, this because girls are most affected, but we just saw here, we just have these videos. Oh, I like these responses of people that just want to say things to feel like they are saying something or against something. They feel like they're feeling like they're speaking truth to power, even though they have no power and they have no truth, and everything was fed to them by a mouthspoon of propaganda and money, Pfizer money.
Straight white men good for?
Straight white men?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
What are straight white men good for?
Oh,
That's a hard one. I don't know.
Of course you don't. You're not one.
Do you think straight white men are important?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Dude. Dude. You're... Dude. Imagine being...
We're utter fucking trash.
What are...
Okay. Well, I think he said it in
What are straight...
I think he said it in a fucking... But again...
Utter fucking trash.
What are...
Okay, we're not... Well... Many of us are. But you don't get to speak to everyone what you are. Do you? But hey, you're okay to say it. This one...
No.
No, they're not important. Dude, just run. Just get away. You can get better. You're tall.
We're utter fucking trash.
You're not fucking trash.
What are straight white men good for?
Being rude and making you feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So, being rude or being truthful? Because there's a difference between being rude or being truthful. Again, we do not all have the luck of trying the great luck and time to just stay and lie to ourselves that, oh my god, you're so amazing. Oh, this is so amazing what you're doing. Hey, you're selling your body. Oh, that's so stunning and brave. That's so stunning and brave. No, we can be rude. If you're feeling uncomfortable, that's you. But what we say can be heard as rude because it's the truth. That's the only time it can be considered rude by women, because they know it's a truth that has some connections between it, and of course that is rude, right? Isn't it rude when you did something and they are pointing out to that thing as being a thing you done, and that's disgusting? Sometimes, isn't that the way you would feel if you did it?
You feel uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable?
Do you think they're important?
No.
Okay, no, okay. But who are you to say that?
So what would you say they're good for? What do you think?
Okay, you know, that's a good answer. I don't know. It's alright. They're important.
Say they're good.
It's okay to say that. No. But to say what they're good for and answer with I don't know, I think this is the most truthful answer we will see, because she doesn't have to learn what they're good for, and she doesn't have to say they're important. Just the same as well as it's okay to be white thing that happened. So it's for her just doing her thing. She doesn't have to get into this politics. I think she's the only one that has an equilibrated answer to this.
What do you think they're good for in society?
If they give them their bank card, that's pretty good.
Of course. Dude, run. Dude, why are you in the same... This person hates you. The person on your right hand hates you. Dude. Why are you hanging out with this? Oh my god.
Do you think that the system is against anyone who isn't a straight white male?
I mean, I would say it's like a system based on like, heteronormative hegemony and like binary system.
What's a...
I don't know. You're using words that mean anything. Oh, these people are I don't. Of course they are. They're usually the kind of people that would answer like this. Oh, they're trash. They're trash. The only person that was alright was this black lady over here, which it doesn't matter her race, but that's I think that's alright. You don't have to say they're important, and you don't have to say anything about it. Just nobody's important. At least not now. But everyone's unique, and we can use that. I think you can use that. But you can usually see this this red pill thing taking over for women. Women are getting all those sims because if you don't know, many of the sims are also watching these videos and they're like, oh my god, she's so right, why would someone care about her opinion about something that she is not? But again, you can see that the people that she is able to find, which is kind of sad, but you see where those feelings of hopelessness come from. Now, I think we spoke enough for today. Oh, I had one more. No, I keep it for the next time. We just, until the quest is complete, for preparing ourselves during the streams to have some quests that might require some likes, but are not necessary, but it would be nice to have, and subscriptions and some actual talks about Buha and Tate and the world and how to actually summon and create a Philosopher's Stone. There is a long way to go. But due to this system in which everyone, especially
don't allow pension.
Oh no, I will show you this. In which Democrats and women are trying to show that they care so much for this kind of things, while the age for the retreat for the pensioners is getting higher and higher as less and less kids are coming into the world. You will get the chance to support something else. You'll get the chance to support.
It's going to allow pensions and social support to be paid to the Ukrainian people so they have something in their pocket. It's going to allow pensions.
How it... Okay, you're not going to have pensions, alright? You're not gonna have pensions. That's alright. But you can still pay the pensions of Ukrainian people. Social support for Ukrainian and pensions for the Ukrainian people, while people are right now trying to riot in France. Not riot, protest, but those protests do nothing because they're telling their people how much they're helping Ukraine and how much they're helping in this war, how honorable they are, while they're taking the pensions money as they increase the age by 3 years. So now they can retreat at 65. Before it was 62 or 63, I think. But Hey, how is it? How is it to pay? Oh, let's put her here. Let's put Buha here. Oh, this is what you're paying. You're paying for this to take your money away. You're paying for Buha to take your money away. You're paying Biden to take your money and give it to the Ukrainians. Oh, your life.
And social support to be paid to the Ukrainian people so they have something in their pocket.
Oh, if they should have always something in their pocket. Like, he just became a billionaire, I think, millionaire, the president of Ukraine. Yeah, he became a millionaire during the war. Who might be getting money during this war? I don't drink, don't smoke, and I don't think I'm gonna get the pensions. And people pay for someone else. Oh, but it was supposed to be this way. It was supposed to be like, right now, you're working so you can pay the old people as the new people will come and work to pay for you when you get older. But now you just pay for people to get better at getting money for you. Like to put extra taxes on you, to put social pressure on you, to put the desire in you to pay them more. Oh my god, they're actually training demons. We're actually summoning demons, and I thought I was a good summoner. I thought I was the prophet. I thought I was the one with magic, but the levels of magic they come from. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. And I don't know how to get to this point. I think we will never get into these people's mind, because everyone thinks they're the Chad. And everyone thinks everyone else is a simp. But at some point, if you're not using the content they are giving, then to make other content, then you're just gonna lose your time, use your interest. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get us back into the table, onto the round table, to acknowledge who we are, because there are, as I said, there are many women right now who just have to say the red pill, the standard red pill talk points, and they will just get the attention of a million sons for some reason, because they're women. Oh my god, if a woman is talking to a woman, then that means the other woman would listen to her. No, she won't. Do you know women? The only woman that women will listen to would probably be her mother, but mostly her grandmother. Her grandmothers. Those are the only women that girls listen to. Am I the only friend that thinks we need an equilibrium between people and people rights? We need it. I don't know what we need. An equilibrium between people and people rights. I honestly don't know what. First of all, we do need to understand like who we are. At least what are we willing to do? Like, are we, like, for example, as men, are we willing to pay other men usually, or women, to show us naked pictures of them, or probably by an algorithm, naked pictures of an algorithm. You don't even know if that thing is true or not, and feel satisfied about it. I don't think so. Let's see, the people that up the years for pension should be fired because they are not doing this like a favor for me. The people that up the years for pension should be fined because they are not doing this like a favor for me. Oh, they're not doing it like, they're never doing it like a favor to you. They just don't know how to wash the money. Here's the thing, it does require, the state does think it has too much power, and it's not just the state, but people feel like they have a lot of rights over other people. That's the crux of the problem. Like, the Democrats, since they go top down, they have the impression that they can tell other people what to do, and at the same time they can decide where the money of the people go. That's on the left side all the way, and they decide that for themselves is the best place that money can go. And of course that's not a healthy solution, but it will help the Democrats a lot. So usually you would need a separate entity, right, that can keep these things in check, like people not getting too much money laundering out of these solutions. But again, whoever got rich just by working? That's the question here. There is this illusion somehow that hard work will get you rich, which is a big conspiracy and lie. However, it should be, and it is, promoted like working. Hard work, not hard work, but normal work, a normal job should be providing you with the necessary things to raise a family. At least that's how it should be promoted, hard work. Like, hard work would still allow you to have a family, but it doesn't, does it? Because even if you do do the hard work, you will, of course, encounter health problems, because you're doing hard work and there's a lot of health problems right there. And the state, again, the hospitals, the scientists are not there to tell you that, or to help you with your problems beforehand so they can optimize the solution, as you're being taken advantage of during this whole situations. So it's a complicated system. It's very disorganized and organized at the same time, while everybody is trying to take everyone for what they got. So it's a deep one, but I think the bottom-up solution should still be working. Of course, we do need to understand some patterns, so we're gonna take the top down as well, but we have to really understand the patterns, not think that what we're seeing is a pattern. That's the thing of the top down. However, the older I get, I understand better why old people, when I was a kid, hated the government. Yes, but it didn't have that much power then, since it didn't have that much money then. But now everyone figures out how to do money by creating paperwork and by creating like just paperwork. You just say some words and make some promises, and as long as you can keep the paperwork going, you'll have money. And that's the problem, because at some point it will crash, this system. For it's the same thing as, it's a toxic relationship, right? With money. That's a toxic relationship with money that the government has with its citizens, where one feels coerced into paying certain stuff for certain nations, and they are at some point. Now it is here the thing that comes with a solution. You have to create a parallel state. I talked about this for years and years. Not a parallel state. We have to create a parallel state, but that's the solution. This solution was always there for even before the communists fell. Creating a communist, not a communist, creating a parallel state in which things are happening and everyone knows what's happening and everyone agrees with what is happening. Like, they accept and they know that if they're agreeing to it, these are the things that you must do. It's not like a religion, because in a religion you always say that if you do this, it's a good thing, but if you don't have how to know if it's a good thing, then you might be brainwashed. However, if you do understand how it works, then it could be a parallel state, which could always lead us to the end of the stream, since we've done 2 hours and 38. It was a Sunday, it was a long Sunday after all. Who else is still here as I prepare the song for ending this one? What did you think about today? What did you think about today? Today's stream. Did we have some fun? Did we have some fun? We didn't put a prayer though. I still have some time to get a beer and get some thinking done to make this stream into a more streamlined solution and get some we're gonna have some more fun. We're gonna have some games. Not games, but small small nostalgic things, but with a new twist. And maybe with that we will create the philosopher's stone. I don't know. It's hard being an alchemist. It's hard being a normal day alchemist. I do need like a prayer or something. This is life. Where is the prayer? Come on. Let's get this prayer on, because if you don't know, worrying is using your imagination to create something you don't want. I didn't find my stone, but I now have 3 stones. Just so you know. I have 3 stones, so we'll see where this goes. These 3 stones. What's the power of 3 stones? Can I make them create the Philosopher's Stone? Can we summon some angels with it? Can your prophet summon something to help us move along, to straighten our will, so we will not worry, but instead we will use our imagination to create something that we do want, something that waits to be created, as everything that is still not here awaits to be brought, to be summoned. I don't think I can summon a big buha, but we will try. I will try. Sunday we will try to summon a big buha next Sunday, so I can prepare. But until then, we will do a basic normal stream as we always do on a Tuesday or Thursday. If you didn't subscribe until now, please do that, because I am thirsty and I need. I have this feeling all the time that I am not enough. I don't feel like those other content creators that have so many subscribes and likes. Like, I always don't feel like I would always be good enough. Oh, so that's why I decided to double down on this and just go all the way crazy, right? Because that seems like a healthy solution. But hey, I've been doing this for a long while. It's a good way to spend a couple of hours on a Sunday instead of going out and drinking, already being drunk at this hour. And we'll see where this is going, as we'll be removing more and more filters, and I hope I shall remove more filters from myself, and we'll see how that goes with my mental health as I become more comfortable with streaming, because hey, I am quite abstaining myself because I have Susan over here watching on me at every point. I can't talk about OnlyFriends things as it gets age restricted, but you can watch. You know what? I will Susan is the one in charge of YouTube. Let's see what gets 5 million views that can be watched without signing in. Alright, so this is for educational purposes. I'm gonna go and find it real quick. Oh, where is it? Oh, we didn't talk about Jordan Peterson, did we? Oh, Mr. Jordan. Sorry about that, Jordan, but we have more important things. I have to educate people for things. I have to show you how a breast augmentation boob job looks like.
In Los Angeles with one of our beautiful breast augmentation patients. She's 26 years old, a little over 2 years ago. We used the cohesive gummy bear implants for her. 350cc high profile implants, very similar to this. If you cut it in half with a machete, squeeze the gel out, when you let go, it snaps back. It's very tough and resilient, but they feel great and natural. You can feel in their breast here. I mean, really, it just feels like great normal breasts. I can't feel the implant at all. The incisions are very well healed underneath on each side. You can barely see that. Perfectly positioned, very well healed. We went from a 34A cup to a 34C cup with a 350cc implant.
Just boobs, I promise boobs.
Considered to be a beautiful and natural looking result. Notice also the quality of her skin. She's done a great job protecting her skin from the sun. It makes a really nice difference as the years go by, and she is looking great.
She's looking great. You'll never feel enough as a girl. And I'll show you something more. I'll show you something more than this. Come on, where is it? Oh, come on, I can't believe I lost it, because where is it? I have a screenshot. Check it out. Check it out. This has 5.7 million views. Hey, you want some boobs? Just check them out. Just check them out. Okay. I left this. I can leave this on stream. I will leave this stream non-stop and just put that video on. As long as I find it. Oh my god. Oh no, we will see. Where is it? Oh, how did I search it? Okay, let's see. We will see a friend help big breast expression tutorial massage. It's educational, so everyone just know that this is educational. We have big breast expression tutorial massage. It's Susan, this has 1.6 million views, alright? So it's educational. In case you want to know, you don't, if you ever find yourself in a situation in which you cannot know expression and have a massage, this is educational. This is educational, just so you know. We don't have a voice here because I'll be the one reacting, commenting, but in case you don't know, this person sees the other person has some problems with their boobs, strictly for education purposes, everyone, alright? In case you see your friend has big boobs and has some problems with expression, you just have to talk to her about her boobs. You have to just weight them, alright? They're weighted. And then if the weight is okay, you just open them. You just open them and boom. You see them, you weigh them again, you see if the problem is with the what do you call that? The bra? Is it a problem with your bra? No. Is everything okay with the bra? Does the massage feel great? If the massage feels great, all you have to do is just take it out, take the boob out, take the boob out. Oh, let me just put it down to show everyone that this is on YouTube. It's for education purposes. Everyone should know you have to squeeze it a little bit. Alright, let me just put it. Okay, you squeeze it, you have to squeeze it. Okay, you have to make take the milk out. You just have to learn how to milk down. You make some circles. In case ever you don't know what is going on, all you have to do is just squeeze them to take the milk out. That is very, very, very important, Susan. It is weird. It is weird that it's happening on YouTube. And I just got age restricted because I showed a picture. I just saw a picture with a woman being doing her things. It is weird. But this is the content that you see and has millions of views on YouTube in case you really need to know how to squeeze some titties. And of course you have to take, after you squeeze enough, you have to take the other one out. Just go out, take the other one out. You squeeze it as well. You have to weigh them always. You see, okay, this one has more, weighs more. Alright, then you have to squeeze them. Okay. So, how is this, Susan? How is this educational thing going? Oh, I guess this is alright, but I don't know how to say this, but just so you know, this is educational, so you don't have to be signed in. You don't have to be signed in. Any age can watch this. Any age, and you're thinking, why is everyone depressed? Why is everyone request? And then you have, of course, you have TikTok Big Boobs Challenge. Well, this is allowed. I cannot disavow. Come on. I mentioned boobs in my thumbnail. We will see some boobs here. This is of course showing us some things, but we will see some boobs. Oh, damn it. Come on. We just have to remove the thing. And this is allowed here as well. We're just seeing women just going up and down. This is the only thing they can do. Again, as I told you, women are not interesting, but this is the only thing that they will do, and they think they deserve money with it, for it. Another, let's search for another one. And these have 100,000 views, 200. So it's just, you write big boobs, you get boobs. I promised boobs, I gave boobs. Someone said 1 like, 1 subscribe, 1 boob. I did it. I gave you more boobs than any subscription you ever gave. So yeah, all you have to do is search big boobs on the internet and on YouTube, and you'll just see people doing the dances, shaking their boobs. The only thing that has a personality is their boobs, because let's be honest, these persons would be mentally ill in a couple of years. But we will have some work done until then. So I left you with boobs. I gave you boobs. You can like and subscribe. How many boobs do you want every stream? I will give 2 minutes of boobs, but at every stream, in exchange for likes and subscribes, of course. But of course you will have to handle the time, or you have to arrive at the end of the stream, which will be 1 hour and 45. Alright, will be 1 hour and 45. Today I felt good. I didn't drink yesterday, so I was more in a chatty position. And yeah, I will do boob break and boob ending. That will be it. Boob break and boob ending, or some good ending. But hey, we didn't say the prayer, so if you have subscribed, thank you. But if you not, do subscribe as we listen to the prayer, because God, oh Lord, help us in the future what's about to come, because oh my God, we will Oh, that's good. Ending should be bad. But I know I shouldn't promote this, but hey, we'll be trying to get that big boob clout for free, and that's what we'll do. It's a challenge, because if you don't know, people on more obscure sites are creating these challenges, making people do unhealthy things, because that way these things will become widely available, as we saw. So this way I think everyone will learn of how the internet is used and weaponized to actually destroy the neurons of what remains, the remaining neurons of the people. But let's pray for those neurons lost, and for all the sins and hopelessness that we felt, and some of us feel during these moments. And always remember that there's always light in the darkness, right?
There is much to be skeptical of in this world, so it no longer surprises me to learn how many people don't really believe in anything. What's the point? For many of us, the road is a difficult one, but the path is always there for us to follow, no matter how many times we may fall. The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Naturally, some days are harder than others, but I must try. We all have doubts. The light of the mind alone cannot burn away all darkness. Think on it and look in your heart. It will be for the best. When the walls come tumbling down, when you lose everything you have, you always have family. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. Right. You're not so certain. Fair enough. We all go through periods of darkness. Of course. In a world filled with misery and uncertainty, it is a great comfort to know that, in the end, there is light in the darkness. In such times we can turn to the Lord, but it's good to have friends. And the good Lord knows there's much to be done here. You're a good neighbor to us. Thank you. Until then, God be with you.
And God be with you. Now, of course, I should create a prayer of my own, but this one always cheers my hopes up. Indeed, it speaks about family, but a family's love, which I understand the concept, but God's love is what helps us in the end. Because slowly but surely we will get the weapons and the knowledge to get through this. Because the prophet shall rise again, man. The prophet shall rise again, man. That's the way. But I hope you enjoyed this Sunday. Hey, I'm not keeping you. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. We already been too long on this, and there's so much to be done, so much to be active in. So I'm gonna let you with tonight's song, which is coming right up as I tap right now, searching for it. Searching for the song, and damn it. Oh, I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna take this one. Now, thank you everyone for watching, for being around. I had a great time. I had a really long talk, but I am feeling hopeful. I am feeling hopeful that there is so much to do that we don't have time to get, let's say, bored. And things are going to get worse before they're gonna get better. So they are always worse. So that must mean they will get better. And we shall ride through this darkness, because only in darkness can we see that that light that will flicker into our hands and will help us get through this tunnel of darkness. Now I wish you a good night. Thank you for joining, and once again, don't forget to subscribe, as we're doing these streams 2 times per week, talking about things that happen on the day, talking about how things are degenerating and how to protect yourself, understanding that these things are always happening and they're not as unusual as you think, but they're weaker now, as everyone is weaker, and think that five girls need money for the men that pay them to get attention for a sub 5 even girl that just had some makeup. So don't do that. I'm glad you have fun. If anyone ever had fun, I wish you a very nice hi. You can say hi if you're still around, hanging around. I will be hanging around in the chat for a couple of minutes as the song goes on, and I'll see you on the next one then.
Get, go, booty, lick it, that shit wicked, find me partying on the weekend, yeah, we get, go, booty, lick it, that shit wicked, find me partying on the weekend, yeah, we get, go, booty, lick it, that shit wicked, find me partying on the weekend, yeah, we get, go, booty, lick it, go, booty, lick it. Go, booty, lick it, that shit wicked, find me party